Welcome back to Monday All Weekend. This is episode 10. I think this is episode 10. Is that correct, Joseph?
That is correct.
The first episode, first live stream of 2023, everybody. Welcome back. We've been on a small-ish break. We released a few things, but we're back now with this live.
Yeah.
So welcome. We're going to be talking about a few things today. Hit us with it, Wyatt. What are we talking about?
We got, first on the roster, we got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes,
So,
check.
The fourth installment of the Planet of the Apes. We're going to be talking about M3GAN a little bit, the movie. And then we're going to be hitting up some news on the Workaholics
movie. Yep.
Okay.
It's a movie based on the same show that came out, you know?
Yep.
First, we got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
The Planet of the Apes movies notoriously just a long time between releases. I remember the first and second one especially. There was a long time between the first and second movie.
I'm
and
cool
then
with that,
second
though.
and third, there was less time. I'm okay with it. I'm interested to see what this is going to be. Mm-hmm. There's not many details. We kind of have a cast list. We got a director, Wes Ball.
Yep. Now, from what I understand, you fellas, Wes has only done the Maze Runner movies. Now, you remember those?
Wait, scroll up. Wes. He looks so familiar. He looks like, I don't know, but I think I've seen him on something. Or I've seen him from something. I don't know what, but he looks familiar.
I don't think he has any acting credits, but he did the Maze Runner films, and as far as IMDb goes, I only see Maze Runner for directing credits.
Maze Runner too.
So, knowing what we know about the Planet of the Apes, right? Knowing the innovative technology they did and all of the complex storytelling, do you think someone with such a small resume doesn't mean you're a bad director?
No, absolutely not.
You know, does Maze Runner, what all we know about this West guy is Maze Runner, does you think it fits? What do you think?
Maze Runner does not bring me any hope for this.
It was, the first one was interesting and I wanted it to go somewhere, but then they went in a weird direction that was kind of dumb.
Well, I mean, I guess it follows the books, and if you enjoy those kind of books, I mean, I can see it being interesting. But people were already kind of on the tail end of the YA, post-apocalyptic novel trend, especially in movies at this point in time.
Yeah, and
it wasn't captivating. And then the lead got into an accident.
Yeah,
I believe a major accident, and so they had to halt production, and there was just a bunch of stuff going against the movies. When it comes to Planet of the Apes, I feel like Planet of the Apes has ridden this razor edge of they are good. Mm-hmm. They're good enough, right? Where they're enjoyable to watch because of the apes, especially because of Caesar, and the human elements are less important. They never really flesh out human characters all that much. And so it's kind of ridden this line of they could have fallen into Maze Runner territory where just nobody watched them. But people enjoyed the movies. Yeah. I enjoy all three of them. I think they're all
really good.
Well done.
That's the difference, though. Everyone watched it. Everyone watched it.
This one is... this would, I guess, be after Caesar.
Yeah, is it going to be about his son, I guess?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I think in some ways it has to be about his son.
I think we
What's
read
his son name? Do you remember?
Blue Eyes.
Oh, is that his name for real?
Yeah.
I thought he had like Koba. I know he's the bad guy, but
Koba is the bad guy.
But a name like that.
The only name I remember is Blue Eyes because his mother's name was Bright Eyes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The cast list seems like a lot of people I don't recognize.
Yeah.
So they're bringing William in a lot of new faces.
Yeah, a lot of new people. I know Kevin Durand.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in a bunch of stuff as big guy.
Yeah.
He always plays big dude.
Yeah.
William Macy, you guys,
Yeah.
he's been in a bunch of stuff.
Shameless.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park 3.
3
yeah.
and quite a few things.
Obviously no Andy Serkis.
Unfortunately.
That is going to...
That's going to hurt.
That's a minus on... That's going to be a negative on the film for me.
Yeah.
Because Andy's he's basically the one who's...
He's the GOAT.
He's held these films in his hands.
I mean, it's really been his performance that makes these so good. Story-wise, nothing. It says plot unknown here on IMDb.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's going to be about the apes and not about humans. I don't want to see any more humans unless they are voiceless. The thematic spot this week, as he has joined the cast of the 20th Century Studio, blah, 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 Kingdom of any human characters, considering War of the Planet of the Apes, how War of the Planet of the Apes ended. The new film will be directed. Okay, all this stuff we know. Yeah.
I think he's probably going to play human. I don't see him playing an ape, but it would be interesting if he did play an ape. But I don't see
if
that
I were
happening.
to do this movie, I would focus solely on apes, and it would be an apes versus apes conflict.
Okay.
It would be the son having to step into his father's role and be a strategist, tactician, war leader against other groups of apes.
Mm-hmm. I like the ape warfare. I like it.
Guerrilla warfare.
Guerrilla,
might call
in fact. And what we saw from Dawn, in my opinion, Dawn was the best of the three.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a lot of people's opinion, but I thought it was the strongest film. There was a lot of wonderful kind of tribal warfare going on in that film. Not just the sneak around, shoot them up with a machine gun, War of the Planet of the Apes kind of style,
I know they're doing more a post-apocalyptic version of Planet of the Apes so far, but I would like to see almost an evolution of, maybe not quite going into space yet, but we know that's where it's gonna go. Apes in space.
Well, the apes never went into space. Humans went into space.
Yes, but I would like to see something.
I mean,
I'd change the story a little bit.
I'd like to see the apes start changing, because we know they've built structures in the second one and in the third one. I'd like to see them start building more human inspired structures and things as they grow.
Okay, what I would like to see, maybe like towards the end of the movie, that be more like technology based, and then lean into that, but show us, kind of give us something where it's not just like, spears anymore or just guns, but something like they've evolved so much that this is the first thing that pops into my mind, is like the apes, as humans, we respect things like art, and art form is like the currency of art and stuff, and if apes started forming an opinion like that, that would be weird and interesting.
Yeah, or they could even start messing with electronics and things like that. Leftover electronics, or even start figuring out fundamental like physics and stuff on their own. That would be cool.
And a cameo from Elon Musk would tickle my fancy a little.
As an ape.
No, I want to just see him in it.
This is called Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, so it makes me wonder if like the actual residency for the apes is this being taken place. You know what I'm saying? So maybe maybe the humans do leave the planet in this film, or at least start the process,
Well, in the original Planet of the Apes, the humans are more like apes. They don't speak. They're used as like slave labor. Yeah. And they don't think beyond what an animal thinks.
Well, but Planet of the Apes is very different from this, because there's this aspect of, at least if we're talking about the originals, So like the first movie with Charlton Heston was very like the planet, and then I think eventually, I could get this wrong, but the planet gets destroyed at the end of the movie, and so I'm pretty sure they invent time travel in it, I think, or something to where they go back and visit and find out how we got to where the Earth.
Yeah,
blew
I don't.
It was. I'm pretty sure it was
what
time
happened.
travel.
I know there's a movie after. There's a second Planet of the Apes movie where they're still on that world.
Yeah.
And they haven't gone back in time because
Yeah.
I know they do eventually, but if for this one, I think something with they've already established kind of what they're doing, that they're going in a similar direction, with the way that the humans lose their voices and become like animals. But I don't think we had the like nuclear effects in this in this universe.
What it seems like, if you watch the old movies, they almost picked up like the third or fourth movie in, and how the old ones were, they started off into the future and kind of went back and told. It was like 2 movies, and then it went back and told the story.
Yeah.
Here they started on the 4th movie or something.
Yeah, they started at like when it starts happening.
Yes. So it would be interesting if they evolved to like technology and that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We don't know. There's a lot of unknowns about this movie.
Yep.
Will the director be good? Will the cast be good? Will the apes be good? Will the story be good? We don't know.
Exactly.
This is all speculation. We hope it'll be good. But what's hope worth with movies nowadays?
Hope is worth about 10% of the film.
Okay.
That's what I say.
All right.
Real quick before we move to the next subject, just want to real quickly let you guys know, if you're enjoying this or if you're watching this on the replay, we appreciate you being here. If you would, please subscribe to the channel and like this video and ring the bell so you're informed whenever we have more live streams or content that we upload. We appreciate you being here. Let's move on to
Do
the
we have
next.
anybody?
Yeah.
Nobody right now.
Oh,
Comment-
I was hoping Philip would show up.
Give
show
us some
out,
comments.
Pop off.
Yeah.
If you're watching right now with the live, comment, in the chat. We'll, bring you into the video a little bit.
Yeah,
we want
you
to.
can be part of this whole thing. So next we're going to be talking about M3GAN. Just starting
The
off.
Stallion?
No,
Oh.
that's dumb. First off, the movie seems to have done pretty well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got some box office numbers here. What am I reading?
So
Josh?
the budget was only
Where's the
12 was only 12
12
million
mil.
estimated.
12 mil.
Yeah.
12
But they're
mil.
rocking like 60 mil
Yeah.
in US and Canada,
pretty
94
good. And
gross worldwide. That's good.
They're almost at $100 million
Mhm.
for a $12 million film.
Well, they made their money in the opening weekend, 30 mil. That's
Yeah.
really good.
Oh yeah.
well,
that's-
everybody was anticipating this film. Like, out of all of the horror genre stuff, the only thing I feel like that was more anticipated this year was like Nope.
Mm-hmm. But
I
this
know
was-
it's not this year.
This
I'm
was, I
talking
think,
about last
also
year and this year.
anticipated by a lot of people.
Yeah.
For being like more along the lines of what they're familiar with, more hokey, campy horror. And then when people went and saw the movie, they were like, "No, this is a different kind of story."
Yeah.
People seem to be enjoying it. The Rotten Tomatoes score on this:
I saw
95 from critics and 79 from audiences. That's really solid.
it was kind of crazy. The hallway scene where that's from the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. But when she
Everybody's
starts
seen it.
dancing, it's kind of. I saw a small clip of Tobey Maguire doing his dancing.
I saw one that was him dancing, Jenna Ortega dancing, the girl from Nope dancing,
Yeah.
and M3GAN dancing.
Dancing.
It was like the dancing that was happening.
Speaking of dancing, I feel like they kind of capitalized when they saw people's reaction to the dance.
with the dance.
They kind of capitalized on it for marketing, and there was actually an interesting thing I want you
Yeah.
guys to watch
Let me grab it.
before
Where
we
is it?
get on.
Is this? Do we have to
talk
have
more about
audio for this?
Yeah. So to put your headphones on.
Okay.
I don't know if there's music, but Apparently, this was at a Chargers versus Rams football game, and this was like a marketing ploy to get people out to the theaters. And apparently, I don't know if this is what did it, but something went right. But this is a fun little ensemble of dancing girls. I want you guys to react to.
Dancing.
Ooh, good.
Super creepy.
Yeah. This is good marketing.
At a football game?
At a football game where there's lots of people here to see, you know, everybody kind of has heard of the movie. I wish the music was a little different, something a little bit more ethereal, maybe techno ethereal. Is this the music that plays in the movie? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
It's weird.
You're doing a good job though.
It almost feels like more interpretive dancing than scary though. It's just weird.
Yeah.
And odd.
That was good. They did a really good job. That's kind of, what is this?
Kaleidoscope is
Back out of it.
Oh, today I've got to review Kaleidoscope.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's smart marketing.
Yeah.
I think if you're gonna market a movie that's gonna, capture a lot of attention, I think like football games, it doesn't have to all be social media these days.
Yeah.
Go where the people are having fun. That's what I say.
Do something.
Yeah.
Do something for marketing. How many shows and movies did we talk about this year that we were like, where's the marketing for this?
Strange World.
Well,
yeah,
Disney
no
Pixar.
marketing.
No marketing at all. What else was there? I feel like Lightyear didn't have enough.
No.
Which was both Disney
like
Pixar.
There was
trailer.
a lot. Eventually, there was a lot of marketing for Away the Water, but we were, for the longest time, we're like, when is there going to be marketing? There's nothing yet.
It felt like a lot of stuff this year. They didn't start releasing trailers till about a month before, or about 2 months before, and then they released them sparsely. It was weird. It's good to see that people are putting something into, real world marketing where people can actually see something.
And they're just having fun with it.
Yeah.
And that's the point of it, Just have fun and get a little scared. And the creepy dancing, I was just saying, they really monopolized on that creepy dance.
Yeah. I think that's probably what sold the movie.
Honestly,
overall.
I mean, that's what sold me.
Yeah.
That's what got people like really really interested, I guess, because that was kind of in the reactions that I watched. That was the moment where everybody was like, don't stop.
Yeah.
Even what was that other movie that came out? Smile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Even like
people didn't care about
even
that
in
as much.
Smile, the moment that got me, where somebody comes up, knocks on the window, and then their head like that was scary. That scared me from the trailer, but nobody. It seemed like nobody really liked that movie.
Yeah.
So, but this one did well, and it's good to see something in January did well. January is usually a crap month for movies.
And another piece of information for M3GAN is that they're in talks to do the sequel.
Yeah.
So apparently we're getting a sequel for M3GAN because it did so well.
Do we have any news on that?
It's just a little article, I think, at the very top. I don't know if there's any information outside of what we've already presented. Yeah. 2003, creepy doll. It was M3GAN. Over 30 million, which is really good for an opening weekend.
All right, so they're kind of just confirming
that there's going to be a sequel.
There's going to be a sequel. All right,
and we'll see how it goes. I'm a fan of, like, I think we all are, creative storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And right now Hollywood's only really safe just doing sequels or remakes, and so
or adaptations.
They see one unique film that they're like, oh, it does really well, let's do the sequel.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we capitalize on that money,
Yeah.
And I don't like that, but if M3GAN, as I don't think any of us have seen it yet, but if we enjoy M3GAN a lot, let's see a sequel.
It was like A Quiet Place. I didn't want A Quiet Place sequel.
Yeah.
I saw the first one. I was like, I really enjoyed this.
That was actually good.
But then I saw the sequel. I was like, yeah, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
It was
this
good.
Is great.
This wasn't part of our, stuff we were going to talk about, but there was a lot of sequel stuff that they were talking about as we were kind of on break.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a little bit. I don't know a ton about this, but an I Am Legend sequel type thing with probably Michael B. Jordan. They officially confirmed Wednesday season 2.
Yeah.
Which is a show, not a sequel, but there was a few sequel type things that they were talking about when we were on break.
Confirmed.
Yeah,
I do gotta say, if they do a sequel for Wednesday and Tim Burton's not the director,
it's not going to be
not
good.
gonna be as good as it was.
That's why I think A Quiet Place succeeded, because
It was John
Krasinski was
On
involved.
board.
Yeah, he even said he didn't necessarily want to do a sequel, but he was involved. I think it's greenlit for a third movie, but he's not involved.
Well, his wife is going to be the star of the film, as she has been.
I mean, I want to see more.
Yeah, if John's
We'll
making
see.
them.
Cillian Murphy.
Oh, that's
Cillian,
true. I totally always
yeah.
forget that Killian was in number
Killian's
2.
fantastic.
That beard.
He's good in that.
He's so good in that. He rivals John Krasinski's performance in the first movie.
Hardcore,
with
man.
with his, I was like, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna be able to do what he did in the first one?
Yeah.
Of course, Cillian Murphy comes in, he nails it, kills it.
Well, of course.
What's this next thing we're talking about?
So I'll introduce this.
Mhm.
So I guess over the weekend, when was it exactly? Do you remember the day?
It was the end of last week.
End of last week. Adam Devine posted on Instagram. Was
Instagram?
it? Instagram was the official site. He kind of posted and said, "Hey, we're sorry, but Paramount Plus has."
And specifically, the underbelly, or I guess the subsidiary of Paramount or whatever,
Yeah.
Comedy Central, who ran the Workaholics show,
Yeah.
was greenlit a movie, and then about a couple weeks before they started
For
filming,
Workaholics. Did you
for
see that?
Workaholics the movie, yeah,
Yeah.
a couple weeks before they started filming, went ahead and canceled
Canceled it. Super close to them starting.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like weeks out from
I wonder
starting.
why. I wonder what was going on that they.
Probably
it says
just
it in this article. Go ahead and read close to the bottom. It's like a really weird cryptic.
Oh yeah. He
reportedly-
says the project is reportedly now being shopped around to other streamers, as it was scrapped by Paramount Plus because Workaholics doesn't fit their new global strategy, referring to Peacock.
Yeah.
Interesting, according to Adam Devine.
So basically, they're saying they don't want something as dirty as Workaholics on Peacock.
Yeah,
which honestly, a lot of people like Workaholics.
Yeah.
If it's a movie,
It's a
if it's a
classic.
show that people enjoyed, what was the other? There was another one in this kind of vein.
So what you're saying is it was Peacock?
Silicon Valley.
Wait,
Silicon
Paramount-
Valley was kind of like this, right?
Can you?
I don't think I saw Silicon Valley.
But it was another like
It was same
it was
vibe
another
of the
fan
show.
favorite type show
Yeah.
where people who liked it really loved it.
Can you talk about the Peacock thing? I'm a little confused about that. What do you mean by it according like Peacock? What were you saying about that? Paramount Plus.
Not Peacock. Paramount Plus is what I was saying. I read Peacock up there, and because it mentions that Peacock and Dan Harmon are hopefully getting ready to do a movie for Community.
Mhm.
And they figured that Paramount was supposedly doing this for Workaholics as well.
Well, I mean, this feels like a Peacock thing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They did it with Psych, with like the Psych movies after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys have to remember, yes, it's Paramount's decision because they're the parent company, the parent entertainment company. But this is Comedy Central. And if we know anything about Comedy Central, with all of the recent comedian podcasts out, Comedy Central has done comedians dirty for decades.
Oh, years and
like
years.
super stingy and super messed up in a lot of ways. Like the Golden Boy was first Dave Chappelle, and then decades later you had Key and Peele, and honestly, that's it. Like everything else, Comedy Central has kind of
they've had
I don't know.
they've had a few bits, right? A few running bits, but they're not on top anymore as far as their YouTube game goes.
No,
it doesn't. It doesn't. They're not producing anything like that.
2009 anymore.
Right. Yeah. And it.
You can't just get Andy Samberg to do a music video and then
Exactly.
get on top, saying.
It's kind of like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
It's just existing at this
Mm-hmm.
point. I don't know if I don't know if
you saying that is gonna upset a few people. I know
screw
that's
those people. If
I
you
know that's gonna
enjoy
end up-
Saturday Night Live, there's something wrong with your comedy.
I've
not
never
funny.
enjoyed Saturday Night Live, but I know there is a subset of people that do.
I'm telling you,
That
it's not
are like
funny.
fans.
and they're insane. They don't understand.
Look, just because
comedy.
Dave Chappelle's willing to come on the show doesn't
Mhm.
mean that they deserve for him to be on the show.
I watched part of when Dave Chappelle was on, but that
Yeah.
was it.
and he's the funniest part of the
because
show.
Dave Chappelle was on.
Mhm.
You know, I don't watch any
No.
because it's bad. The bits run too long. They're not funny. It's like there will be a punchline and you're like, okay, yeah, that was actually pretty good. And then they keep rolling with the bit. They keep going until you're like, all right, they've ruined it.
I
Not
just
funny
never
anymore.
found the sketch, like, very scripted sketch comedy funny, because even, like, I remember the only, like, really Saturday Night Live thing I watched besides Dave Chappelle was after, like, Game of Thrones ended. They had Kit Harington on, and it just wasn't funny. It wasn't Kit.
You
It was
have-
just the scripted comedy.
You have to go way back. You know,
Yeah.
when Chris Farley and, you know, Will Ferrell and people like that were on the show way back in like the 90s and the 80s and stuff. It was good. And it wasn't funny because of the skits. It was funny because of the performers.
Yeah.
The
Stream. Okay, we're back. We're back.
We're back. Whew. We got scared for a minute. OBS stopped.
Yeah.
We lost the stream. We dropped it for a second. What I was saying is it's hard to get comedy movies based on TV shows
Yeah.
into production for some reason. It seems like they get lost in that production hell,
Yeah.
pre-production hell,
Yeah.
where you got to get the actors back, you got to get creators back, you got to find somebody that actually wants to put the movie on.
I feel like, though, you were talking about Community, though. Community is so different because it's Dan Harmon, and he's got the Rick and Morty thing now. He's got
the pull now.
Yeah, well, no, he's got other things. He doesn't really want to go back to Community, where Workaholics is different.
Well, no, he's been pulling for a Community movie for years, but it keeps getting lost in pre-production.
Yeah.
You know, I'd imagine they've probably been doing the same thing. It's just getting everybody, and it really is just for the people who enjoys these shows. The fans of Workaholics want this movie. The fans of Community want the movie, you know? And I don't think companies want to commit to that.
Yeah.
They're like, where's the audience based on this show that came out? It's like, oh, is there a movie for Scrubs?
Yeah.
You know? People liked Scrubs. People like these older comedy TV shows, but the studios are looking at it and being like, is this a good investment?
Yeah.
And for some reason, a lot of them are coming up and saying no, even though Workaholics has a really, tight butthole.
I mean, I love
fan base.
I love Psych, but how good were the Psych movies?
Not great compared to the show.
No.
No.
But they're for the fans. You know, they're for
Yeah.
people who enjoyed it.
True.
Yeah. I don't know if we could talk anymore. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I could go on forever talking about movies, but we do have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
We are going to be talking about Last of Us. We're going to have
Check
some
that
Last
out.
of Us videos, some
Super
review
excited.
content, some stuff coming out. We just watched the first episode.
Episode
stuff.
1, the pilot.
We're going to
some
be
would
talking
say.
about it. So stick around, turn on that bell notification and so that you can get notified when we start putting out this stuff and you can come,
Ding, ding.
have fun with us.
Yeah. Also, may I plug the Patreon?
Yeah.
We have a Patreon. Links in the description down below. Just if you're interested, go join us over on Patreon. We have a weekly podcast that you get early access to, as well as a pre-show that is exclusively for Patreon. So we encourage you to go check it out. We have other things up there that goes up all the time. So if you'd like to support us over there, we'd greatly appreciate it. We love you.
Yeah.
And That's it.
So, hey, stay tuned for the lives.
That's it.
Yeah.
We need Philip. I'm calling you out, Philip. We need you, man.
Yeah.
But that's it. Let's wrap it up.
And
See ya in the next video.
Love you.
Trying to give us some kind of closure.